We are Cactus Wrestling. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos.
Cactus Wrestling is now available on Spotify and Amazon. And don't forget to check us out on Etsy for all of your Cactus Wrestling apparel needs. Happy day at Cactus Wrestling here. It's your weekend recap. And this past weekend was the Super Bowl. And so, congrats, Eagles.
This is
I
tough.
know
It's a bittersweet one.
Mike's wearing New York Giants hat. That's okay.
Yeah,
He's actually happy about it. We were just
I
chatting about
am.
it.
Shout out to Saquon. Glad your career took off with the team. It sucks that it's with the Eagles. Shout out to Jalen Hurts, ultimate team player. If you guys followed his college career at Alabama, like super mature guy. Um, Devontae Smith, another Alabama great stud. Cooper DeJean, you know, what a great way to have for birthdays to get a pick six in the Super Bowl against Patrick Mahomes. Like super happy for Philly in that sense. I don't know if I'll ever root for the Eagles again, but
Yeah, so I saw this video got posted online, and it's Saquon Barkley wrestling as a sixth grader. He actually retweeted it, and I just thought we would just watch it all together, give live commentary. It's a minute long video. Saquon Barkley, Super Bowl champion, wrestling as a sixth grader. Here we go.
Well,
Let's play it.
how exciting.
And he commented on it saying live or die by the headlock, because as you'll see in just a second, he goes for the headlock. Oh,
oh, there it is.
Oh yeah, there it is.
Oh, he rolls through.
he rolled through
Out of bounds. Oh, wait.
right up to his feet.
Yeah, well, it's like he's an explosive athlete or something.
Yeah, it's like he would become a Super Bowl champion or something.
Yeah.
Whoa, the double mat pound.
You don't see that anymore.
No, you do. You saw you know who does that? Cardenas.
Didn't work.
I almost wish I
It
saw
didn't work.
the
Hey,
clap
headlock
shot.
Oh,
again.
oh, oh.
Yeah, he got it.
He's committing to the
Oh,
bet. He's committing to it.
he's going hard with that headlock.
Ah,
Oh, he gets through. Oh,
this is
wait.
what I was talking about. Look at this bridge. Let alone look at that. He goes all the way up to his feet off
He's
of the
he's
back
eating
bridge.
that kid off of him.
Ah, there you go.
Wow,
Now,
that
I want
guy,
the
how old is
reaction
like?
of this guy right here. Where is this dude
Where yeah,
today?
track down this man.
Yeah,
You
he's got to
pinned
be
Saquon.
satisfied knowing that he pinned a Super Bowl champion.
That's like when people beat Micah Parsons, though, or when guys beat Ray Lewis in wrestling in high school.
Yeah.
Seriously, yeah.
Yeah, well,
Imagine if those athletes those stuck with wrestling though. Do you think
that's
they
what I
would be
mean. Like,
as
yeah,
good as
yeah.
like Jordan Burroughs or
I think
the
better
face
in
of the
different
sport?
ways. I've said this before. Like, I think some of the best heavyweights in America go to play football. Like, look at Kyle Snyder, who is enormous by wrestling standards at a towering 213 pounds.
Yeah, enormous.
And then you're like, wow.
Adam Coon's enormous.
Well, no, but I'm thinking like, Kyle Snyder is the second heaviest weight class. He was a
Oh,
197, then he was a three-time national champ at heavyweight, multiple-time Olympic and world medalist, but he's 213. That's smaller than your average, that's like a cornerback or a
Well, a
safety.
hundred years
No.
ago, they did a graphic on the Super Bowl. The average lineman was like 230 a
Yeah.
hundred years ago, and then average lineman today is like 330.
Yeah. Like I'm saying, like, there's some crazy edge rushers out there. Like JJ Watt, I think was 6'5", 290, and like 10% body fat. Like that's a dude that was like, if you started having him wrestle from a young age and he wrestled his whole life, like he could be, as skilled, if as good as Gable. And I think that's where, unfortunately, Americans lose out on our upper weights is because all of them are like, hey, like, which sport pays money and which
you're
sport,
big. Play football.
yeah, and that's it. They're like, hey, I can go to college, I can make it to the NFL, I can get a big payday.
Well,
And
now they got
wrestling,
the NIL, so
that's what I
that
say, wrestling's
helps.
getting there now, but it's a whole culture change. Like if you had the same amount of money and it's like, hey, like Did you hear who Minnesota just got? They just signed the number one edge rusher to wrestle, and they signed him to a $3 million NIL contract. I think we'd start seeing guys go that. And again, like there's no professional route really for wrestling. There's obviously like the Olympics, there's international wrestling, but you never see a Patrick Mahomes-esque contract where it's like, man, can you believe Zare from Iran got a $500 million contract to wrestle for the next 10 years for Iran? Like that would never happen. But if that did, you would see a lot of these huge super athlete big guys stick with wrestling.
But to play devil's advocate,
Yeah.
we see these freakish wrestlers, Gable Steveson, and then he tries out for the Buffalo Bills, can't even make the practice squad.
Too small.
So this is my question, and I'm going to pose this to the chat because Mike Long has an answer already. I don't know about my brother. Are NFL or not NFL? Are linemen athletes?
200% yes.
What do you mean? Are they athletes?
Are they athletes? Do you
Are they
consider
real
linemen's
athletes?
athletes?
Well, I mean, would you consider a sumo wrestler an athlete?
Yes.
Definitely.
They have
Then
the
why wouldn't you
strongest
consider a
core.
lineman an athlete?
I'm just posing the question.
Well, just
The
I
question has
never
been posed.
said I guess in my tone you assume that I think they're not. I'm just
yeah, the way you were saying it,
comparatively
I was like,
speaking, it's just like it's just a size thing though. They're just pushing each other.
Well, I think that like
They're very athletic and they're very strong,
yeah.
but they're
I
not like
think
a skill position. There's a huge difference between Saquon rushing a football and linemen who are pushing the defense
Mike,
tackles.
stand up for lineman right here.
Mike, shout out former lineman.
yeah, I was 160 pounds playing right tackle.
And then went on to wrestle heavyweight in college.
Yeah.
No, 197.
Well, 197 in college, yeah.
First. Yeah. Didn't you? I thought you ended a heavyweight.
No, no. I
Spot
mean, I
starter.
did I did wrestle off Nick Kwiatkowski.
Could have beaten him.
He was pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a real close wrestle
How's
off.
he doing these days? Um,
Well, sorry, I went off a tangent here. I
no,
mean, drop it all in the comments down below. We want to hear your thoughts. This is all good stuff. All started with Saquon Barkley, the Super Bowl, football. I mean, we want to grow wrestling. All the football fans out there, um, tune into wrestling. I mean, come on. So let's get into the weekend wrap up right here. Biggest duel of the weekend was Iowa versus Nebraska, and it was actually a lot closer than
it came down to the wire.
came down to the wire.
That's it.
Clutch pin by Stephen Buchanan to kind of get Iowa back in it, and then Ben Keeter finishes off with a major. Iowa takes the duel. I mean, we didn't do a full preview of it, but we were kind of saying since they had similar performances to Penn State that it would be a very close match, and it was. And especially at 149 with Ridge Lovett, Kyle Parko. Parko gets the best of them, round 3.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that one. He's it's such a weird like
It's
trying.
matchups.
Yeah, that's it. Um, my prediction of the duel was 23-15 in Iowa's favor. I was surprised it was so close. I think Kennedy and Arnold have a lot of soul searching they got to do.
Who?
Pat Kennedy and Gabe
Well,
Arnold.
that I mean that. Did you see that match? That was the craziest match ever with Lenny
Lenny
Pinto
Pinto. I
and
mean,
Kennedy exchanging 7-point moves back to back to back.
yeah.
That's an exciting one for sure.
Um, I
But
was
yes, Gabe
surprised.
Arnold for sure has some soul searching to do because he looked like he could do absolutely nothing to Silas Allred. And by the way, Silas
But that's
Allred
because
has
Silas
gotten
Allred wasn't Carter Starachi.
Yeah,
Okay.
the
Silas
problem is
Allred has gotten his butt handed to him by not only Carter but Max McAnally of Minnesota. Big Ten is going to be a gauntlet, and Gabe Arnold's he's got to step up his game or something. He
the
can't just
problem
keep these
is
close and steal
Yeah,
these
he was
matches.
saving it for Carter, and then when he didn't get Carter, he just lost it.
My stock
Oh,
in Gabe Arnold, he's not an 84 pounder. He's got to go down to 74 next year. and maybe he'll do better there.
I think he
But
loses
he's
to
got to grow some
Pac-10
offense. He's got to
eventually.
put some points on
Yes,
the
definitely
board.
has to get his offense up. The problem was that, the brand said it. He's under load management, and they just weren't managing it that night. I'll be here all week for the jokes.
All red was just too big of a load for him
That's it. He was too big of a load. Were you surprised Caleb Smith didn't score bonus points? I thought,
against Joey Cruz. I
yeah,
see. That's the thing. Like
Cruz is tough.
you
Cruz is
guys
tough.
were like killing me over the Cruz pick over Lilladall. And Cruz is tough. He beat Brandon McCrone, who just beat Cooper Flynn. Like
Yeah,
Cruz is very tough.
The Crone's not that great of a win.
I agree with that, but I also agree that Cruz is tough.
McCrone's I mean, McCrone just beats out the number 7 guy in the country, Cooper Flynn, by pretty much major decision. I
Yeah,
mean,
Virginia
but
Tech,
Cooper
they
Flynn
always
was the number one guy in the country at one point last year.
I'm just saying that the guy's got some quality wins.
Yeah,
How
You're
about
just on his 0-3 performance from last year
that's
at Big
it.
Tens.
at the Big Ten.
Hater. Big Ten hater.
0
Um,
and 3 and qualifies for nationals off for that performance.
is it time to give Jacob Van D some respect?
Yeah, I mean, I think we should have given respect when he majored, or pretty much majored,
Yeah.
Braden Davis.
But that was, in fairness, like he hit a Jonesy tilt, big 7-point move. But now he just had a pretty tight match with Drake Ayala, who's again probably going to be in the contention to win a national title.
What happened with that one match that he lost?
Everyone gets one.
That was like the first weekend of the year, and he still looked good against Knox. He scored several.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Van D.
Vandy, what loss are you talking about?
He lost like 14 to
Yeah, but he's like a big move guy. He kind of lives
Yeah,
by
he's just a
the
maniac. You don't know what you're going to get with him.
like that SpongeBob click, the
Yeah.
maniac. Yeah.
Maniac.
Um,
Are you if you're an Iowa fan, are you guys worried that like Teamer hasn't been wrestling?
well, so this is a big update
this
that
is
I
load
wanted to
management for a guy that gets injured.
This is what I wanted to get into because this is huge news out of
He
Penn
needs to
State,
wrestle.
Maryland this past year. Kasak
Um,
injury defaults because of concussion protocol. I think it had something to do with the gash that he
he
got
was
during the
yeah,
match
and
beforehand.
he was getting head tapped a lot. Like he got poked in the eye, and then I was like, oh, maybe I thought he got poked in the eye again, but they banged heads. Um, but yeah,
So
Jack, say it.
Ethan Miller is undefeated for Maryland. So he's now pretty much locked up the number 1 seed at the Big Tens, which means Kasak Teamer could be the semifinals. This throws off the seeding, and I know everyone's going to be like, "Who cares about the seeding when it comes to Penn State's
You
going to
gotta
dominate?"
wrestle. You
Carter was
gotta
the number
wrestle.
9. He beat the number 1 and the number 8. Yeah, but I'm just saying, uh, when you have a guy who's ranked number 1 in the country takes a loss, I know Carter Sirachi doesn't view it as a loss, which by the rule book
Dude,
it
it's a
is.
loss. Like plain and
Um,
simple, it's a
Q,
loss.
I mean, hopefully Kasek isn't too banged up. I would probably rest him a couple weeks and just
Yeah.
chill until then.
hmm Well,
Van D got beat 11-1 on the 31st against Wisconsin's Zan Fugit.
Yeah, he's pretty tough though.
yeah. Hater.
11-1 after beating Braden Davis, and then after that he has a 4-2 match with Ayala. Like, are we just underselling Fugit?
Did
That's
you
it.
guys see the clip of Ethan Miller celebrating after the
Celebrating.
Kasek win?
He got booed out of that place, man.
I didn't see the clip, but I
I didn't see.
mean,
I that the Penn State Maryland duel had a lot of issues. There was also like I don't know if you guys watched any of it or like streamed any of it. They had like a student announcer that had never seen wrestling before,
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
and they they've been people have been tearing him apart. And I'm not gonna comment on it because it's not my place. But I just thought it was funny like listening to some of it where they're like, oh, and they're right there, he's getting tech fall points, and they're like.
Yeah, we shouldn't be
There,
tearing down our own sport. By the
no.
way, look at this picture of Ethan Miller.
What?
He's got no teeth.
He looks like what is that? Hotel Transylvania. He looks like
Oh
He's
shoot.
got no teeth,
It's got no teeth.
but he's undefeated, number one
He's
seed right
undefeated.
here. I'm gonna put it over me. I'm just gonna hold this for the rest of the video. No, I'm just kidding.
Um,
Um, yeah, so that's huge seeding implications. Hopefully, Teamer bounces back. I saw something that Teamer had a loved one who passed away or
his
something,
uncle.
and he wasn't in the
Yeah,
right headspace.
yeah.
Very well could have played a factor into it. So all that matters is what happens in March. That's a
Yeah,
month away.
100%. Dude, I know.
It's coming quick.
Um, it's surprising with Kasak because this is like the third week in a row he's had some kind of head issue. Third match in a row. You have someone who's a pretty good 157. Who remembers who he is? He's a backup, technically.
Are you talking about Facundo?
I'm talking about Facundo. Why not use him for these situations exactly?
Well, maybe you'll see him moving forward
But I
because
mean, like against Ethan Miller, it's a lose. It's a win-win for Penn State. Like you wrestle him, you beat him, it affects the seeding tremendously. You wrestle him, you lose, it's fine because it's not going to knock down your starter seeding, and KSAC gets to rest. I'm just surprised Penn State didn't do that, I guess.
mm,
Um, to jump back to Iowa first. I know a lot of people are celebrating the Buchanan win. I'm not as like rah 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 for it. I
well, he was supposed to pin
Well, that's what I mean. Like
Camden
everyone's like, oh,
McDonald.
like Buchanan comes up big. It's like,
No, I think it was just because of the point in the match because they were down by 7 points and they needed a pin to get the duel back in place.
no, they just need a major.
Well, they were down by 7. I mean, they needed some sort of bonus points. The pin was going to help them.
If yeah, but if he got a major and Keeter won, who was favored to win, they would have won on criteria.
Yeah, but I mean, you're telling the
They don't
crowd
want
not
to
to
win.
get hyped over
No,
uh
but I'm but
over a
I'm
pin.
saying like they're like, dude, what a Flo called it like Iowa's signature moment of the season. It's like the
I
number one
mean,
guy in the nation pinning a guy that's in the top 20. After last week, he got teched by Josh Barr, who lost to the number one guy in the nation. Like that's your big move.
it's
Is
all
that?
about storylines.
But I don't. That's what I mean. Like I think they're blowing it out of proportion. Um, I thought Keeter was going to win by major, so I was pretty close with
Well,
my
he did
overall.
win by a major.
No, no, but my overall prediction, like I was pretty close. I
Oh,
guess 23-15. But I also had Kennedy and Arnold winning. So
yeah. Switch. Other Big Ten news. Did you guys see Jesse Mendez versus Vance Vonbar?
Von Bar Broom, he blew it. Who picks friggin' top?
Well, I wouldn't say he blew it, but
Who
yeah.
picks?
No, he didn't choose top. He chose neutral.
Didn't he? I didn't see the match. I just saw that he was gassed.
Oh, Von Bauer is going to be very dangerous at Big Tens. I think he could be a serious threat to sneak into the finals, beating the likes of Bo Bartlett. He nearly took out Mendez, took him to ultimate tiebreaker. He got the first takedown on him, and he was pushing the pace. He got a stalling warning against Mendez. He was the aggressor. Mendez took him down one time as well, but um, the only reason Mendez won was because he was able to ride him out, and then Von Bauer chose neutral. So his only losses on the year, I think, was like a 13-10 shootout against Brock Hardy, and then some other match I forget. But former All-American, he's shown that it wasn't a fluke.
I mean,
Watch out
12-6
for
is
this
when he
guy.
did it
He's
too. Yeah.
yeah, he's a sleeper for sure. Um, that other duel, um, do we think that Nick Bouzakis is out?
Transfer you? Yes.
Really?
Ben DeVino time, baby.
Wow, you're
So
that.
Ben
Ben,
DeVino beats
what I
Tyler
say, these are
Wells in the tiebreaker, and then the next match, Bouzakis loses to Angelo Rini of Indiana 6-3.
Buzakis has already lost this season to Ben DeVino when they wrestled at an open.
Right, right at the Open.
Like
Yep.
I think he's transferring out, and the fact is that his younger brother is also not going out. He switched Where did he switch to? Because he was going to
Pitt.
Ohio State. He's going to Pitt. I wouldn't be surprised if we see, Buzaka's.
Baka squared
Yeah,
at Pitt.
I think they both go to Pitt.
That'd be a good
Um,
fit for them.
what did you guys think about Josh Barr's X-ray?
The
The
dog.
one you sent.
The one I sent where he's got the dog in him.
Yeah, where you put like 4 dogs in it. Yeah.
Yeah,
So Cardenas is
dumb,
dumb.
dumb move, dude.
So dumb. You
Doesn't
literally had the riding time. All you had to do was
Let
push
him
away
push
and
him.
then do nothing. They weren't going to call a stalling call on you. You could have circled around and they wouldn't have called a stalling call.
Yeah.
And instead, oh yeah, I'm gonna pull him on top of me to
Elevate
my
that leg,
butt
dude.
and then get reversed with 3 seconds left. And kudos to Barr. I mean, he
The
when
kid's
you when
legit.
you when you constantly pushing pressure, you're forcing your opponent to make mistakes, and that's exactly what happened. So that's a good win against Cardenas. Do you think he follows that up at Big Tens?
I think my prediction still is that Josh Barr is right in the mix to be a national champion.
But
Um,
aren't you concerned that he wasn't able to take him down and he pretty much wasn't able to ride him?
no, like I said, when we did our way too early previews, I think Cardenas is the best guy in the nation.
But
Mm.
AJ
197.
Ferrari can do half reps.
AJ Ferrari is going to get every time, like, and Jack, now that you're in the industry too, like, does that bother you watching AJ lift?
I see guys do that at the gyms, and it,
It
it
bothers
pains
the
me. They
heck out
grab
of
the
me.
110s and they're going quarter reps. I'm like, what are you getting out of this? Wh who are you showing off for?
I saw a guy once on rack 405 for a video, had someone take a picture, racked it, and then he posted that like he benched 405 that day.
Yeah.
Um, but no, AJ is just it's funny because he doesn't wrestle for a few matches, and then he's like they said, oh, he's injured, he's banged up, and then it's like, oh, well, what do you think he's up to? And you check his social media, and it's just him doing the worst ego lifting you've ever seen in your life, and you're like, no way, he's hurt again.
How can Josh Barr compete?
Yeah, but at the
AJ's
same
given up
time, he
AJ's
can.
given up takedowns this year. He's not the same AJ.
Yeah, that was pretty bad against the
AJ
who was that?
lost the
Drexel.
year he won a national
Drexel guy.
title.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Drexel.
to good wrestlers.
He only lost one match.
To a good wrestler
Yeah, but he beat Nick Stemmet.
who has been terrible this season.
Hey, he
Um,
just beat Andy Smith of Virginia Tech 4-2.
Virginia Tech's falling apart. They're in shambles again. The team just
Unbelievable.
the team just can't seem to keep it together.
What are you talking about?
My buddy went to Virginia Tech. Him and his wife met
Connor
there.
McGonigal just beat Tyler Knox.
I hate Virginia Tech because no,
Where is
not
this
because of that,
coming
not because of
from?
that. My buddy went there. Him and his wife met there, and so anything that as a good friend, things that make them happy, I have to dislike.
Uh,
Um,
I
but
see.
getting back to it, I thought Cardenas is the best guy. I think that if Cardenas wrestles Buchanan, Cardenas is going to beat him.
I don't think that's true.
Well, we have a different of opinions, and that's okay. It's okay to be wrong.
I
That's
think
what you're
Cody
gonna tell
Merrill's the
yourself. That's
future at
good.
this weight class.
You're prepared.
Yeah, I'm
Cody
prepared.
Merrill's going to be a national champion next year at 197 for Oklahoma State. Book it.
Book it. Um, what did you guys think of Chase Saldate ducking Tyler Kasak?
Yeah, did you see
His brother tweeted.
the brother tweeted, yeah, at
I have it
least
up right now.
yeah, read it
He
out.
goes, proud of my brother Zach and all he has been through. Put it on the line against the number one wrestler in the country when others were scared to at U Michigan Wrestling.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's cold.
spicy.
And credit to Matten though. He really took it to who was it, Kasak?
He
He
wrestled
was against?
7-2. Kasak's,
And he was pushing the pace on him.
he's
He wrestled tough.
yeah.
Michigan wrestled tough. Sergio Lemley against Bo Bartlett. That was another close match.
Mm. Mm.
You know, AJ's only loss is current West Virginia wrestler,
Wow.
Noah Adams.
No,
Mm.
Well,
That's his only career loss.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So some other big upsets. How about Jordan Williams over Carter Young? That was a nice match.
it was
Former
nice to see them hug it
teammates.
out.
Yeah, they hugged it out.
Yeah.
And
Because they're still friends.
well, yeah, I was gonna say like they shared that like, we've been there for each other through this. So it's nice to see.
How
And
about
hopefully
Luke Serber over Stephen Little?
I wasn't expecting that.
Serber is a different
Good.
guy this
Yeah.
year. Like
He
I remember
really is.
last year talking about the NCAA brackets, I'm like, Serber's gonna go 0-2. Like I was
Well,
like,
he's got some length to him, and I think the David Taylor effect is doing wonders on him because he's he's 18-1 this year. His only loss is to Andy Smith of Virginia Tech. That was at Cliff Keen. It was a 4-3 match, and he later turned that result around and beat him in overtime. So he's got some good quality wins um, at 97. By the way, 97, Trey Munoz he's been hurt for like most of the year. Oh, he just came back. He just came back.
Yeah.
yeah, Serber went 0-2 at NCAAs last year.
Yeah. Yeah.
And won it.
So and then how about Terrell Barraclaw over Peyton Hall?
That's
Hey,
Peyton Hall's first loss.
gonna be the national final. Terrell Barraclaw is gonna wrestle against his former teammate.
Oh, I hope he wins.
I don't think he will.
I mean, he's
I
gonna
hope he
win.
does.
It's tough.
That's-
All Mitchell Messenberg has done is just tech literally everybody.
Yeah, but what if he gets lat dropped?
That is,
It would be like what isn't that what happened in Vision Quest?
Yeah, yeah,
He
or
hard
it
drops
could be
him.
like the 2001 or 2002 not Olympics, national finals when Ryder was winning 14-1 and then got rolling cement mixer to his back and pinned.
It could be
Maybe
like
14 to
that.
3.
I don't know if it will, but it could.
Let's go, Barraclaw.
Um,
I mean, if Barraclaw does beat Mesenbrink, then we could all point to Carter being like, "Hey, the dude
he
was
said
right.
it. You did say it.
He did say this guy is an NCAA champ. Like he had a
yeah.
2-1 match with Griffith."
My hat made my head look flat on this side.
So those are kind of the biggest highlights of the weekend. Drop a comment down below. What are some upsets that we didn't mention here? Uh, and how do you think the rest of the season is gonna go? Only got a few more weeks until the postseason.
Postseason's around the corner.
It's crazy. It's going fast. As always, thanks for watching Cactus
Wait.
Wrestling, and make sure you grab yourself some Cactus merch. Go ahead, Mike.
We meant to do this one a bit ago. Shout out to Coach Jesse Kala from New
Oh
Haven.
yeah, I was gonna. That's right. I
Yeah,
was
yeah, but you didn't.
beginning
So
of this
here I am.
video.
I
I was,
am
it was
carrying
nice
this.
to meet you, Jesse.
Yeah,
Um,
but you
Glad
did.
you're such a fan. I've been meaning to give you a shout out. Glad Mike was.
I went through it. I checked the shout out list. And
Oh
another
shoot.
shout out to NYWA board member Tino, who last night goes, "Wait, you have a YouTube channel?"
Mm,
And it's like, "Yeah, we I said, "You notice like half the kids wear like cactus stuff at practice?" He goes, "I just figured that was like a thing."
it is a thing.
It is a thing.
Yeah.
Cactus is a thing. And I told him, and I'm putting it out there live, when we get to 1 million views, I'm gonna get a cactus tattoo.
Comment down below where Mike Lawn should get the cactus tattoo because he will. We're gonna give some options,
I will get a
and
cactus tattoo, and we could make it a short, whatever. We'll put it up. But I'll get a cactus tattoo at 1 million views.
yeah, but where? That's the
I would
question.
like to put it on the bottom of my feet because the tops of my feet are already taken, or in my butt because that is also free space.
The bottom of your foot's gonna hurt.
What
That's okay.
about
They said
like?
It also like falls, not falls off, fades.
it does fade, but people said the top of my feet are gonna hurt. People said the shins are gonna hurt. They
What
said
about the lip right
I would
here?
get cactus
Where's
inside
the
my lip.
cat?
I would, but it would be the word cactus. I'm talking about. I'm getting the symbol.
You know, yeah, you gotta get. By the way, Ernie the cactus. I've
Ernie the
just thrown that
cactus.
as the name. It could be a good one. Could be.
Where should I get it? That's the question.
Yeah, comment down below where Mike Lawn should tattoo the cactus um,
At
on
a
his
million
body
views
forever, for life.
for life.
For life.
Until next time.
Mel will get a matching tattoo. What?
She might. She doesn't know that, but she might. When I was getting my
That's
leg
it.
done,
10 million views.
when I was
Yeah,
getting my
that's a
leg done,
10 million views. Mel gets a matching.
She got 3 tattoos when I was getting my leg done. She was so bored sitting there for hours that she kept just going in for walk-ins.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, so she might get a cactus tattoo.
Could be.
How exciting.
Thanks for watching. We are Cactus Wrestling, and we'll see you next time on our next video.